I always do that. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher now. I'm a night rider. Every time that I give what I got, I supply that fire. I supply that fire. What's going on, bookworms, and welcome back to another episode of Bookmarks with Bump, the 58th edition. Bookmarks with Bump, a social commentary podcast where we compile the greatest threads of all time from X, formerly known as Twitter. Pile them into one podcast, and one man who's seen it all gives you his take on these tweets. That man being I, your host, Bump. I put the bump in Sean Cote, a certified personal trainer, a certified tradesman, and a certified dog. Today is July the 20th of 2025. Think about that. The rent's almost due, so let's put our ducks in a row before we act like silly geese and try not to get lost in the sauce, because it's easy. There's so much sauce that surrounds us. We should do our best to stay away from it. It is Sunday, July 20th. This comes out at 4 a.m. I am currently waking up out of a slumber, preparing myself for day 192, working 184 of those last 192 days. It's kind of been interesting to just count the days of the year as they go by. All the while, completed one half marathon earlier this year, and I'm currently training for the next, and that brings me to right now. Right now, if we pull back the curtain, is currently July the 18th. It's a Friday. It's leg day. I just got out of the gym, and what better to segue from being at the gym myself to 11 exercises we can do at home. Because sometimes you'll run into some uncomfortable situations in the gym. For example, today I customarily go into the locker room, as always, when I get there. I lock my things away, and I go to use the facilities before I head out there and hit the weights. And to my dismay and my surprise, I see a man standing at the sink in Nike sneakers. No, I don't have anything against Nikes. I love Nikes. I don't run in Nikes, but I play basketball in Nikes. Nikes are a very nice casual shoe. I have I have no qualms about Nike. You might want to protest them because of China, whatever. I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. Nike's cool. All right, man, just do it. I had no problem with the guy's sneakers. I had a problem with the fact that that's all that he was wearing. Just at the sink in the bathroom, like, the thing about the locker room, like, is if you're going to be naked in front of your locker. All right. I don't know if I talked about this last week or not. I don't listen to my own podcast, but I hope you do. But there was a man just full 3-piece set hanging out in the sauna. And, these types of things are somewhat disturbing. All right. I don't know if it's like just a lack of awareness, a lack of consideration, or maybe you just reach a certain point when you're old where you just pull your wang out. And hopefully for me, that day never approaches. I hope I never rue that day. So here I am. I go into the gym, just a typical leg day. I'm ready to prepare myself for long run Saturday and build some strength in the knees, ankles, and hamstrings. And I see a man just shaving his face with his bird practically on the counter on the sink in the bath. Like, the bathroom is separated from the locker room. You have to walk through the locker room to get to the bathroom. There are sinks with mirrors in the locker room. I don't understand this behavior, and it was uncomfortable for me. And that's not going to ever push me away from a workout, but some people, it might, okay? Some people may not be able to compartmentalize that and separate the locker room from the rest of the gym. And I can see, and if that's the case, just get yourself some dumbbells and follow along with the links in the description. As always, they're there. I provide them so we could read along and sing along together throughout our time on this earth. Carl Matt Button. Sick name, dude. Carl Matt Button. Apex Fit. At Carl Apex Fit put out a thread. We're going to follow along right here because he goes on to say, if all I had was a set of dumbbells and a bench, these are the 11 exercises I would use to get in the best shape of my life. He has videos included, so please follow along. Number 1 would be the incline dumbbell rows that target the back. Cues: chest glued to the bench. Drive elbows back in and not just up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top. This is the biggest physical cue you can give yourself when working the back. It's to squeeze and engage the shoulders. Control the negative. No free falls. Don't just let the weight drop. This is the important motion. When you're deloading, your concentric motion. Use straps to avoid grip fatigue. That's debatable. If pulling a lot of weight is important to you, sure, use the straps. If being a man is more important, just free ball it. Because I tell you what, dude, you're going to build grip strength over time. And if you don't, that's okay, because you're never going to use a weight that you're going to hurt yourself with. Also, like, straps can kind of help avoid calluses, but just be a man, all right? This blue-collar bump telling you to be a man about it. Build some calluses. People like it when they shake your hand and you feel like a cheese grater. Number 2 is the incline dumbbell press. Love these. A great chest builder. Plus delts and triceps. But hey, wait, before I get into this, I gotta direct you to my TikTok, bookmarkswbump. Hit the TikTok up, because I'm telling you one thing. If anything at all. These incline rows with the dumbbells. Check out the easy bar face curl tutorial. That's all I'm going to say. Number 2, incline dumbbell press. A great chest builder, plus delts and triceps. Who doesn't love delts, you know? Control the eccentric on the way down. Really control that motion. Really just kind of take your time with it. 3, 2, 1 to the bottom. Then bang. Keep elbows at a 45-degree angle. Full range, deep stretch, strong lockout. Drive through your palms, not your shoulders. It's simple, effective, and press strongs. Okay, so listen to this. This is another great social cue, because sometimes the shoulders are the stabilizers for most chest exercises. However, you can get carried away, as we all can, with many things. Drive through your palms is very important. It's just like telling you to stay on your heels when you're working quads. Don't let your shoulders push with power, you know? Kind of think, visualize, mentally really just close your eyes and visualize yourself pushing that weight up with your palm. Number 3 is the goblet squat. Target the quads. Great exercise here. Let's get into some gobletting. Also, goblets are for kings, so control the descent. Slow eccentrics. Slow loads. You really want to take a slow load and then explode on the way up. Keep your chest tall and your elbows in. Keeping your chest tall means just basically don't bend over, don't slouch over. And another good cue for this is to kind of look up at the corner of the ceiling while you're doing these. Get a full range, hips below parallel, strong drive up, and push through your heels, not your toes, like we just talked about earlier. The dumbbell RDL, the target is the hamstring. You pull the hips back, don't bend forward. Use wrist straps. Hamstrings should fail, not grip. Okay, here we go again with the wrist straps. Every time, I'm just going to skip those, and I'm going to say skip whenever he says wrist straps, all right? Carl, I think you're giving great advice here. You're giving out some really important compound exercises, but I got to tell you this. Get rid of the straps, buddy. Push hips back and up toward the ceiling, like closing a car door with your butt. Imagine somebody pulling. This is what I always do, is that I imagine somebody pulling my hips back with a rope. Like I pretend I have a rope right around the hinging point of my hips. And I imagine somebody's pulling me back with that instead of bending over with the knees and that's what helps you keep your hamstrings tight. Keep your back flat, no rounding. This is just great for your lower back. And controlled reps are greater than sloppy ones. Number 5, the incline lateral raise. Target the shoulders. Control the descent slow and steady. Slight bend in elbows, 10 to 15 degrees. Full range, big stretch, and strong contraction. You want to lead with your elbows and not your hands. This is an important point because if you're trying to move the weight with your hands, you could give yourself a little bit of a twinge or an impingement in the shoulder. You really just want to focus on your top half of your arm doing all the work on these. 6, overhead tricep extension. Control the descent, slow eccentrics on your way down. Keep your elbows at a 45-degree angle. Full range, deep stretch, and a strong lockout. Drive through your palms, not your shoulders once again. The incline dumbbell curl. Keep elbows locked in place. Full stretch at the bottom, full squeeze at the top. Control the weight, don't swing it, don't rock it. All right? Slow, focused eccentrics for max growth. Seated shoulder press. Control the descent. Elbows in front of your shoulders. Okay, we got that? You don't want to stay out all the way. Keep your elbows a little bit in front of your shoulders. Put them in line with your nips. Full range, deep stretch, strong lockout. Drive through your palms, not your shoulders. And these are a very important exercise to focus on form with because our shoulders are very, very fragile. Okay, there's a lot going on in there. When you come down, bring your elbows down to parallel. Don't go below parallel and put your shoulder at risk for anything. If anything, a little bit above parallel is even better. And just focus on really pushing with your palms and bringing the weight together at the top. Number 9 would be the dumbbell skull crusher. Another exercise I love. Nothing like a heavy set of weight coming down toward your face over and over again, and you're the only thing stopping it. Sometimes when you're doing these things, you just have to think about ultimate survival. Great exercise for the triceps. You have your elbows locked in place. Full range for max stretch and contraction. Stretch. Control the negative. Slow eccentrics equals growth. When you control the weight on the way down in the loading process, it's really hitting those muscle fibers. You need to take your time on the way down and explode on the way up. No half reps. Commit to the movement. Number 10 are dumbbell pullovers, an old school movement for lats and chest. Control the descent when you're laying down on the bench, when you're bringing that weight back down, and really feel it and understand that you're going to pull that back up before parallel. Elbows 45 degrees for max tension, a deep stretch, and a strong lockout. Drive through your palms, not your shoulders. All these exercises where it's above your head, keep your shoulders out of it. Don't let your shoulders do the work. 11, split squats. Lunges. Amazing. Great for quads. Control the descent. Full range deep stretch. Strong drive up. Push through your front foot, not your back. I mean, obviously, your back is extended. Always push through your heels. So shout out to Carl Matt Button for getting us a little bit swole, right? And here I am, I'm done. When I get out of the gym, I eat something right away. I got a little protein shake, I got a little banana, eating a lot of fruit these days, feeling kind of fruity. Chase Chambers is going to help us out with our dietitian nutrition selection as well here. Because there's always an excuse, right? Like, I don't have time to be healthy. Like, think about that. I got out of the gym and I came right home to record the podcast, so I could be done with it in a timely manner to have it all trimmed up and ready to be scheduled before Sunday. And Friday's kind of the only time that I have time to do it. So let me sneak it in right now. I mean, it's 7:30 p.m. My bedtime is fastly approaching, but I have time to do it. Now, did I have time to eat healthy? Yes, I told you. I prepared for this. You have to prepare for your days and know what's going on. So I brought my food to work. I have 2 meals that I eat at work. I have 2 snacks. I have an apple and an orange. And I knew I was going to the gym immediately after work today. So I made sure that I had something for right after my workout, right when I'm still in that window. And then I'm going to have some eggs before I go to bed. But nonetheless, there's always time to be healthy. Chambero Fit. I don't have time to eat healthy. BS. Here are 13 of my favorite healthy high protein meals that take less than 20 minutes to make and will get you fit as breakfast. A massive omelet, 1 to 2 eggs, 1 to 2 cups of egg whites, as much of any veggies you like, and a quarter of a cup of low-fat mozzarella cheese. Add salsa or hot sauce for flavor. I love hot sauce, very low calories. 400 calories, 40 grams of protein. He makes nearly the same omelet in the video below. And like I say, every time, the links are in the description. If you want to watch the video below, follow along with the links. 40 grams of protein or plus. I mean, egg whites are great. When I have eggs, I have 3 whole eggs and 5 egg whites. I eat 8 eggs a day. It's 8 days a week. That's 64 eggs. Anyway, Greek yogurt bowl. Okay, we got 3 containers of Dannon Light and Fit Greek. Oh, this guy shops at BJ's, dude. 2 tablespoons of PB Fit peanut butter powder. I love that stuff. 1 tablespoon of honey and 1 cup of blueberries, mixed berries, or other fruit. 420 calories. Blaze it. 46 grams of protein. Feel it. So, yogurt's great. I love yogurt. I also love oats. Okay, so I pretty much do the same thing, but with some oats. Oats are great. Overnight oats are great. You take 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of your choice of milk, mix it together with protein powder in there. Definitely throw some protein powder in there. You don't have to do that with Greek yogurt because it's already full of protein. Greek yogurt's great, honestly. This peanut butter powder, it takes all of the fat out of peanut butter and it just makes it even healthier than they lie to you about how healthy peanut butter is. I love that stuff. And I always have berries with my oats. But yes, see, this is how easy it is to make time to be healthy. Number 3, the protein smoothie. 2 scoops of protein powder, excessive. 1 cup of milk of your choice. Almond is lowest in calories. Berries, bananas, or other fruits. 1 tablespoon of peanut butter powder or peanut butter. Stay away from peanut butter. Stay away from those yucky fats. Get your fats from red meats. Get your fats from avocados. Get your fats from yogurts even. So yeah, 400 to 500 calories, 50 plus grams of protein. An anabolic French toast. What is this all about? Now I'm learning something here. This is, sometimes we come across these threads where I'm like, I'm happy I bookmarked this. I'm going to have this one forever. It's in the notes section. 1 cup of egg whites, 2 slices of a low-calorie bread, 1 packet of sweetener. Let's get some sourdough bread. 1 to 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Light amount of syrup or low-calorie syrup. Top with fruit if you like. Add protein powder for more protein. You want to mix the vanilla extract, cinnamon, sweetener, and egg whites together. You should also throw your protein in there if you got it. Soak bread in the mix until saturated and throw on the pan with olive oil, cooking spray. Cook a few minutes on each side. 270 calories, 26 grams of protein. Double the servings for more protein. And that would be 540 calories. And we're looking at these meals here, and it's 1, 2, 3. We're 4 meals in, and we're only at, 1700 calories, which is maintenance for somebody who's lean already. Maintenance for somebody of my build is 2,000. So we still have room to go here. We have a turkey and veggie wrap, 150 grams of sliced turkey. Weigh your food. Whole wheat or regular tortilla. Lettuce, tomato, mustard. Mustard's my favorite condiment. Mustard is like a dressing for me because it has 0 calories. That's how committed to the game I am. I have a salad every single day. I never use salad dressing. I have beet juice from the beets that I cut up and put on the salad. And I have mustard. And I'm just a dog. And it shit don't matter to me. Food is fuel, man. 350 calories, 40 grams of protein. Beef burgers, bread and buns are optionals, all right? It adds about 100 calories if you have a bun. But what's better than just grilling up a burger to the perfect amount of juice and cutting it up and putting it on a salad? And there's your dressing right there as well. I mean, come on, man. When you don't have to be a genius to be ingenious or ingenuity. Don't have to be a genius to practice ingenuity. You just got to be a meathead sometimes. 6 to 8 ounces of 96% lean ground beef. Add veggies for a topping. low-fat cheese, ketchup, mustard, or another condiment of your choice. 500 to 600 calories, 48 to 62 grams of protein. There's a burrito bowl you could have. 1 cup of 90-second rice. 6 to 8 ounces of 96% lean beef or lean turkey, which is 99%. All protein. Protein. Half an avocado is optional. Veggies are optional. Salsa, hot sauce, other seasonings are all optional. 400 to 600 calories. 50 grams of protein. You could even get yourself some sardines and a beef stick. What is this guy talking about? He's not making it very inviting here. Chase Chambers. What are you doing, Chamberfit? All right, so 2 cans of sardines and a beef stick is 440 calories and 50 grams of protein. Just get some yogurt, man. Dinner options are beef, taco meat, rice, and veggies. 8 ounces of lean, 93.7 ground beef, 1 cup of rice, and veggies would be 650 calories, 65 grams of protein. It's simple wins. There's a beef and broccoli stir fry. 150 grams to 225 grams of lean beef strips. That's 6 to 8 ounce. 1 cup of broccoli and stir fry with the liquid aminos. We're talking 400 calories, 40 grams of protein. Or you can just, some steak and potatoes options. There's always time, all right? And this is what we're saying here, because if you buy just the packages of everything, you cook it all at once, you store these things away for days, you could cook for 5 days and have time. This guy's, it's him and his wife. This is their go-to. 8 ounces of grilled steak, 200 grams of potatoes, favorite seasonings for flavor, another side of veggies for more micronutrients, broccolis, all the vitamins that come into your system are coming from these sources. 480 calories, 60 grams of protein. Shrimp tacos, honey garlic salmon. All right, there's these recipes here. 6 to 8 ounces of shrimp, salsa, low-fat cheese. The main focus here is the low fat. It's going to cut a lot of calories. And you don't need a lot of fat. You need 70, maybe 50, 60, 70 grams of fat. And get your protein in. This is what we're saying, basically. You make these meals. You make them to last you a couple days. You say you don't have time. Time is always there. When I'm cooking, when I'm preparing what I bring to work, okay, that takes me about 15 minutes to make the salads and the oatmeals for the week. And I'm all set for work. I'm not going to have those vending machine adventures. I'm not going to go to the fast food joint on my break. I'm prepared to be healthy. When I come home, I'm prepared to be healthy. I make a meal before I get ready to go to the gym after my run or whatever it is. It's always eggs. I'm stocked up on eggs. I have beef in the fridge. I have chicken in the fridge. I have these things where it's like, yes, when I want something different, I can make something very quickly. But if I have time to do this, how do you not have time? And let me tell you, I work 10 hours, 5 days a week. I work 8 hours the other 2. I run and I lift weights 5 days a week. There's a day where I run and don't lift. There's a day where I lift and don't run. There's time. As much as we think we don't have time, we have windows. Use your windows wisely. Because you might not be able to use your windows wisely because you're distracting yourself or you're not focusing your time the right way. And that happens to a lot of us, especially these days, because we have these computers in our hands that are just so accessible, and they could take us wherever we want to go. And a lot of times we want to escape. I understand that. Clint Jarvis put it on a thread. And one simple decision he made is saving him 3 hours a day. Look at where we're finding time. I stopped doom scrolling. That doesn't mean I don't use my phone. I just set better boundaries. And here's exactly how I do it. Number 5 is key. And right now, this is very topical because I just deleted every single piece of social media there is, except for Twitter, except for TikTok. I use those for promotion, but everything else is gone. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, everything that could take my attention away from the main thing, it's gone. I don't need it. If anything, if it becomes a necessary tool, I'll hire somebody to do it at this point. I don't want to be on anything. And it's also saved me a lot of time. Like this past week, since I've done it, I've freed up a lot mentally, and I've had a lot more time to kind of think and unwind and be a little bit more myself. The thread goes on to say, I was scrolling mindlessly for 4+ hours a day, checking my phone every 5 minutes. It was stealing my time, energy, and attention. And here's how he set clear boundaries. He started with a screen time app, like Roots. There are several good ones out there. Here's why this is key. Think of it like putting brakes on a car. With screen time, apps can't ignore your limits or even uninstall the app. They keep you accountable. Here's how to use them effectively. 1. Add friction. Keep social media blocked by at all times, or set a time limit. Force yourself to use it intentionally. This keeps you from scrolling mindlessly all day. Roots lets you create speed bumps, things you have to do before you can unblock apps. My favorite is this breathing exercise. Set hard limits. Limits distracting apps based on time. Limits distracting apps based on time or number of sessions. Once you reach the limit, you can't unblock. Roots prevents workarounds like simply uninstalling the app. Number 3 is schedule phone downtime. Go full monk mode with apps blocked at specific times. Mornings, no social media or work apps. Evenings, everything blocked. This downtime helps rewire your brain. Instant app blocking. Sometimes you need to block everything on demand. Stay focused during deep work, block distractions when you get in the car, be more present with friends and family. He uses it at least once a day. Damn, Clint. Number 5 is pick scroll replacements. Simple things to redirect yourself away from scrolling. Go for a walk, pick up a book, or play with your dog. Roots nudges me to these when I'm blocked. With 4 small changes, my phone usage has dropped from 4 hours to 1 daily. Pickups from 150 to 50 daily. My mind feels more calm, clear, and creative. It's worth it to break free from your phone. If I can do it, you can too. So this guy just very cleverly put out an advertisement for his app Roots, and I have to say, I like what Clint's. I like the moxie. I like the cut of his jib. I like what he did there. The app, if you were listening, it seems to have all of these factors in place that make it so you don't have to delete everything, which is awesome. But the thing that really stuck out to me was the pickups. He's talking about picking up his phone. He would pick up his phone 150 times to 50 times daily. And to me, that probably just is like one of those instances where it indicates the screen turns on. And I mean, how many times are we picking up our phone and looking at it, you know? Even if you're not going on it, if you're not opening or unlocking it or scrolling through an app, how many times are you just looking at that phone? Forget the phone, man. What's in front of you? What's in front of you is the most important. It's there, it's real, it's tangible. It's showing you something. How many times are we missing an opportunity where life is showing us something? Because of our phones. Our phones, the social media, whatever it is. I mean, you heard me last week talking all about everything that's going on and how crazy it is, and you see it because you see it online. It's funny coming from a show like this where my podcast is based on social media, and I'm telling you to stay off of social media. Like, forget this doom scroll. There are times where I'm at home and I'm scrolling through Twitter, but mainly it's on, like I've always said on this show, it's when I'm scrolling through, I see a bookmark or something. I bookmark something I think I might want to read because I'm sitting on the toilet and don't have the time to read it. I never had the time to read it, and now I'm on a podcast reading them. So, we'll just transition right into the next one, and there's really not much to say about it. We've highlighted a couple of people over the last few weeks. Leonardo DiCaprio. Last week we did Dolph Lundgren. We're just looking at all of these different fascinating creatures that have roamed this earth. And one that fascinates me a lot is Nick Cage. The Self Lab put out a thread. Nicolas Cage, master of comedy, vampire, and Ghost Rider. His real life is much more adventurous than any movie. King Cobra pets, eating cockroaches, being married for 4 days, and buying haunted houses. Well, his wife's a looker. He even did drugs with his cat. And a naked intruder once broke into his house. Probably wanted to smash. Good for him. Let's dive into the madness of Hollywood's most unpredictable legend. That's a great way to describe him. An unpredictable legend. Nicolas Cage. The thread goes on. Please follow along with this one. There are videos. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. He's done drugs with his cat. Earlier in his career, he owned a cat named Lewis who enjoyed eating in Cage's stash of magic mushrooms. Cage told that in an interview. Finally, Cage decided he should have some too. I remember lying in my bed for hours, and Lewis was on the desk across from the bed for hours, and we were just staring at each other, not moving. But he would stare at me, and I had no doubt that he was my brother. He ate a live cockroach in The Vampire's Kiss. Cage's character was supposed to suck a raw egg in his madness. However, he and the director of the film thought that was nothing special. Of course it was his suggestion. He suggested they should use cockroaches instead. The creatures have always been his biggest fear, and he thought this was a good enough reason to try and eat one. So he picked up the live cockroach and started chewing it. Cage called it one of the most disgusting and horrible memories of anything he's done on the set of a movie. He wants to be buried in a pyramid when he passes away. He purchased a pyramid tomb in a New Orleans graveyard so he could be buried there when he passes. The empty tomb can only be seen while on a licensed tour offered by the New Orleans Catholic Church. The inscription on the front reads, Omnia ab uno, Latin for everything from one. He spent almost $300,000 on a dinosaur skull. In 2007, Cage participated in an auction where he bought a dinosaur skull for $276,000, outbidding Leonardo DiCaprio. However, in 2014, he was asked to return the skull since it was found to be stolen. From where? From the CIA? From the government? From Big Dinosaur? Are dinosaurs even real? I hope I gotta find a thread about dinosaurs and if they're even real. The skull had been taken illegally from Mongolia, and after Cage gave it back, authorities made sure it was returned. He had 2 king cobras as pets. He once owned 2 albino king cobras, Moby and Sheba. He kept them behind bulletproof glass with computerized locks because they were deadly and, according to Cage, a little too smart. One of the snakes had a habit of staring at him, swaying side to side. The actor swears it was trying to hypnotize him before striking. He even had a pet octopus, whom he'd bought for $150,000, and a crow and a 2-brained snake. How did he know he had the snake? How did he know the snake had 2 brains? This is just when, like, actors got paid so much money, and they still do, but I mean, what do you do with that money? And he just gets snakes and all this shit. He once woke up to find a naked home intruder in his bed. He shared with reporters that it was 2 a.m. and I was asleep with my wife. My 2-year-old at the time was in another room. I opened my eyes, and there was a naked man wearing my leather jacket eating a fudgesicle in the front of my bed. I know it sounds funny, but it was horrifying. Thankfully, the man wasn't dangerous, and Cage talked him into leaving his house and then called for police to come. He had to publicly deny that he was a vampire. After playing a vampire, he was so convincingly a vampire, people thought he was a vampire. In 2012, there was a crazy conspiracy that Cage was a vampire after a photo of a man from 1870 went viral. Has anybody seen this? The actor had to go to David Letterman's show and deny publicly that he was a vampire. He said, "Now look, I don't drink blood, and the last time I looked in the mirror, I had a reflection." Okay, he gets it. Number 8. He bought a haunted mansion. Cage bought the LaLaurie House, most haunted house in America in New Orleans in 2007, which once belonged to serial killer Madame Delphine LaLaurie. He claimed it was for inspiration to write a book, which he never produced, and the house was sold 2 years later. What is this guy trying to live The Shining? He even slept in Dracula's castle to get inspiration for the first Ghost Rider movie. He let his co-actress. Yeah, man, I went up to Dracula's castle, stayed the night, and it was pretty spooky up there. How now? This is right after him denying he was a vampire. How am I supposed to believe he's not a vampire if he's sleeping at Dracula's crib? He was married for 4 days. In 2019, Cage married his makeup artist girlfriend, Erica Koike, in Las Vegas. However, only 4 days after the wedding, he filed for an annulment, stating that he wasn't capable of knowing what he was doing. He first married actress Patricia Arquette in 1995, David's sister, 7 years after he proposed to her on the first day they met. However, they divorced in 2001, and Cage married Lisa Marie Presley in 2002, but divorced months later. In 2004, he married Alice Kim. This was who was in bed with him when that guy broke in. They stayed together until 2016. Since 2020, he'd been married to Rico Shibata. The guy's had 5 wives. It seems like he has a type. I will say. I'm not trying to be racist or really there's nothing wrong about me noticing that all of these women are either blonde or Asian. This is just merely what's the word I'm looking for, dude? Oh my god. I'm supposed to be an orator. It's merely an observation. Blonde, Asian, blonde, Asian. So, he has a type. He's been married a lot. And one time he was married for 4 days. That's high praise for Nicolas Cage. What an interesting guy. Remember when he was in Vegas just stumbling about and he got caught there and he was like doing method acting for a role? Nick Cage, Face Off. I put your face on my face. Yeah, he's an interesting cat. Go watch National Treasure tonight. And with that being said, be sure to send me an email at bookmarkswbump@gmail.com if you have a thread you want me to talk about, or if you need advice or any online personal training. Follow me on TikTok at bookmarkswbump. Be sure to like, subscribe on your platform of your choosing, and as always, it's all love. God bless. I supply that fire, man. I'm a night rider. I've been riding a wave like I surf. I've been leaning in and out of work. I could show you what it's worth. Money to the ceiling. I started at the dirt. I've been riding wave like I surf. I've been leaning in and out of work. I could show you what it's worth. Money to the ceiling. I started at the dirt. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go up past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher now. I'm a night rider. Every time that I give what I got, I supply that fire. I supply that fire, man. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go up past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher now. I'm a night rider. Every time that I go up past midnight, I swear I get higher. Swear I gotta get higher, man.